Hey, happy solstice. Summer solstice for up north. I know there are some of you who are down south, so I guess that's winter solstice. And the sun is turning right now, as we say, solsnu. And I'd like to leave a little personal video here to you, as the children are playing in the background and the birds are singing above me here. And I'm at my home. I don't know if you can see it. I got a small scratch here, which there's a plane coming behind me now, by the way. It's a very small plane because it's a very small airport and I live out in the sea here. Atlantic Ocean back there and Scotland. And while this motor plane is going for landing behind me, I'd like to tell you I was in a car crash. That's this crash. Two days ago. And I guess I'll leave that in the video. It's quite fitting, these modern machines. So here you can see the car that I crawled out from late in the evening, and I rolled 4 times around. I trusted the computer too much, I think, in the car. It's a Tesla, and I've appreciated the Tesla very much because I travel so much, and for me to be able to sleep either in the car and charge my car for free when I travel from Oslo to home or many other places in my work as a historian, it's been very rewarding. And I tend to take more care when I'm tired, like I was on Sunday. And as you can see, it's quite horrific. I think I rolled close to 70 meters, maybe even more. And the cruise control just drove the car straight off. There was something with the sun in both my eyes and the car's eyes that caused it to almost crash with a trailer. I was parked on the side of the road, and I barely managed to avoid that, but then I got the sun in my eyes. And well, I've been in a few crashes before, but never as bad as this, and as a driver myself. So quite interesting experience. And now that the sun is turning, I'd like to share a little bit, because I'm feeling a little calm about the whole thing, and I've been calm all the time. Of course, emotions gotta have their motion, I guess. And oh, there's my daughter down below. Hello! I'm recording a YouTube video. My daughter, okay? Yeah. I was driving home to my daughter, who is turning 7 in just a few days. We're planning her birthday. And I was really eager to get home. And normally I would have stopped and slept a little bit or something like that. But I decided to drive on for 20 more minutes, and that's when it happened. And I thought the sun was gone, but you know, it's very close to the longest day of the year here in Norway. And which is right now. So, and now there's a chopper coming. That's going to make a lot of sound if that, well, they go out to the platforms out there, all the oil and gas platforms. So I'd like to share 3 things with you, if you don't mind, about this experience, because people have told me, I mean, it's been 2 days, right? Or less than 2 days. People have told me you're lucky to be alive, and I don't think luck. I mean, it's a matter of how we choose to see it, and also same thing with trauma, I think. if you see this trip as travel, as something positive, some kind of deep learning, that's a good way to view it, that it was there for a meaning. The same goes for the Vikings. The way they thought that their life string was spun by Freya, the goddess. Orion's belt, right? That's they call it Frigga rock. How they spin the life threads of people. Still do it in parts of Sweden. Frigga rock, call it that, the Orion's belt. And if you believe that you're not supposed to die today, and if you die today, it's destined. If you don't die, then that's destined too, right? That means you're not afraid. I mean, you don't have to think those thoughts at all, and you shouldn't. And the same, I guess, goes for car crashes, because, man, that's a good way to view it. I think this happened for a reason. I think I was able to walk out of the car without a scratch, almost, without any notion or whatsoever. Now the chopper is coming. I'll pause here and continue when it's landed. There we go. So everybody knows, I guess, you shouldn't think what if or anything like that, and I'm not built that way in any case. What happens happens. And sometimes, or maybe always, for a reason. The older I get, the more I see that things are, well, everything is connected in a way. And earlier in the day, I had been meeting with this Sami woman who's coming on my next YouTube video, and we talk about illness in modern day society. It was a very refreshing and rewarding talk, because she really appreciates the hunter-gatherer, the message I have about not only Sami people, but all people in northern Scandinavia, and our ancient hunter-gatherer roots, and what that brings us in today's society, not only from the warriors and the farmers and so on. And it was a very meaningful talk we had, but also she introduced me to a lot of people, and I had a really good feeling going into the mountains afterwards. And afterwards, when this crash happened, and they had to take me to the hospital and spent the night there, and I spent all day yesterday driving to get back here, stopping by the car and picking up all the stuff. And for me, it's more like, in perspective, well, those things happen, of course, in life. It depends on how you live your life. And I have a tendency for things like this to happen more than it doesn't happen, I guess. Which is, well, you're supposed to have content in your life, right? And another thing with when you see through the whole experience, as I told you, I've been in car crashes before, and for me, I'm very aware. I'm very attentive to everything, and I'm thinking I'm going to survive this. And I thought that now too. And as you can see this stone here, I hit that on the third rotation, and I stood next to the stone afterwards. I think that's going to be my magic sacred stone on the top of the mountains at 1100 meters. It's a huge stone, and it moved, as you can see. And for me to, I hit that on the third rotation. I rotated once more, and then the rotation was stopped. Going through, yeah, and I thought when I saw that stone coming straight towards my windshield in my head, and I thought I'm not going to hit that. So I sort of went to the side and looking at the windshield afterwards. I think that's probably what did it. You know, it's important to be attentive even if the shit is going down. And when I go through these thoughts again and again, and I have this brain for going through things, and I just go with it, I guess. It's sort of like constant rolling, because that's sort of what I remember. Those 4 rolls, rolling, and it's interesting. It's similar, I guess, to when you've been really down in life, had these bad experiences and traumatic long living events, if you've had that, is a good thing because we're supposed to come out stronger, right? And for me, that feeling of falling downwards into a darker and darker hole, and every time you think you reach rock bottom, there's always a new love below, and that feeling of constant falling, always stripping off layers of your skin until, well, what's left. That constant feeling of falling, it's the same as I have now with that constant feeling of rolling, right? But it's good. It's a good thing. And the reason why I say this is because that constant feeling of falling doesn't need to be something going downwards, or it doesn't need to be rolling. It's a voyage, you know. It's there for a reason, and that's what I think. And that's what I choose to think. But it's sort of natural, I guess, for me to think this way. I've been very calm ever since, but it's I think there is some deep learning here, and it will definitely come to me, and that's why I sort of tend to, well, it's nice to come home then and come home to your kids and seeing the ways that life, I guess, choose to take you on, and then reflecting on it in a very well, in a very calm way, I guess. Give some, not only perspective, but humility. And I, for one, I appreciate that greatly. And all the hardships, not only professionally, but especially personally. I wouldn't have been without it, because it's made me a more whole, fulfilled person, a man. And that's sort of what I wanted to leave you with, on the way the different paths in life, I guess, leads you to. And I hope you also will be appreciative of the place we are at, each of us, right now. And whatever, if we're down, or if we're not where we should be, there is a reason for it, I think, and there's emotion here, and there is some learning, always. That's my experience. So take care, and I hope you like this talk, and I'm alive and well, and I hope you're happy with me sharing this with you.